Hi folks, before we get on with today's video, I just wanted to say, as usual, a thank you to my support the channel members. They are Shane Cook, Darren Lynch, Aina Lund, Matthew Reynolds and Tess Boaz. I really appreciate you guys helping me and helping the channel. If you want to join them, you can see the join button just below next to the Qashqai guy logo. Just consider joining us and getting things like videos early, shout outs in videos and more. So yeah, just check out that button below. But for now, let's crack on with today's video. So today's video is going to be a fault fix. It's the latest issue. I have to be honest, I mean, people have different problems with their cars. I've had my Qashqai for 4 years now, I want to say, maybe just over 4 years. And there's been a few trivial issues and stuff. But today, as you might see from the video title, we've got a leaky rear washer pipe. Now, the way I found this out was unfortunately the hard way. On a journey the other day, I pressed the stalk away from me to make the rear washer jet work and clean the rear window because it was a bit mucky, and I noticed there was no water coming out. I was like, oh okay, so I did it again a few times, still nothing. Like, fair enough. Now the norm for this, the first thing you should do if you've got any issue, whether it's the front or the rear washer jet, is just to get a little pin and just poke at the holes in your washer jet nozzle, because they can just get blocked up. You know, you might have a bit of rubbish or a bit of scum in the tank, the washer reservoir tank, that's just made its way through the pipe and it's got stuck at the other end. So it's always worth just giving it a little poke first, which I will do, just to make sure it's not something as simple as that. But yeah, so unfortunately, eventually I noticed that water was actually dribbling in on the offside, the driver's side, very rear quarter window. It was dribbling in from the roof onto the plastic trim, which is a bit of a pain. So what we're going to do is a bit of fault finding. Like I said, we're going to check the nozzles, give them a good poke to make sure there's no issues there, and from that we're going to start to tear down strip down the interior roof lining, just so we can get access to where this pipe is leaking from and find out what's causing it. So yeah, just follow me on this journey and see where we get to. So we're down at the car now. Just a quick one then. So to unblock any of your washer jets, the front ones are located just there and over there. It's always worth checking that they are clear, using like a pin or something like that just to clear out that little hole. Now the rear one is not quite as easy, because the rear one is up and under the rear spoiler, and that's just there. You can see, you know, perhaps a long tool or something like that just to poke in there and make sure it's clear. Otherwise it'll be a case of taking the spoiler off or doing a bit more in-depth work. But for now, what I'm going to do under here, so where I've taken the parcel shelf out and just loaded it down, so where it was leaking was out of here. A little bit of trim is loose from a previous job, but it was leaking down here and onto this area here, so I'm expecting somewhere up here to have an issue. So what we're going to do, I've already started to remove this here. We're going to remove that, get this trim off and see what we find underneath. So, as well as accidentally taking out one of my new boot lights, which I'll fix afterwards, you may have noticed, the eagle-eyed of you, that we have our rear washer pipe just chilling out over here, which obviously it shouldn't be. That should be connected. Just for reference, the pipe actually runs underneath, and this is it just here, this big fat pipe actually runs up there around the back of this trim. You see it there, and then it goes up to that point. So the next point is to find out what's going on here, and actually I can see, so there's the rest of the pipe, and for whatever reason it has come out. Now I'm wondering, is it because of a block issue, and the blockage has actually forced, you know, the pressure has forced this pipe to come flying out. Strange as it is wet from the leak, it's like a Velcro around it or something. Obviously that should be like that, you know, obviously right in. So we need to find out why it's popped out. So next up, I think what I'll do is I'm going to pop some in. Also for reference, actually, this looks like this may be the rear camera washer. That's quite interesting. Worryingly, that's not fully on either. You can see that should be on properly. So let's get these pipes reconnected and see what happens when we try and do it again. So as you saw, I've plugged it back in and I just tried it and it works absolutely fine. Pipes back together. I'm not sure, I think this is probably just to prevent rattling or something. It's like it's almost like a piece of Velcro. It's probably to stop it rattling against the metal, I assume. But I'm surprised there isn't like a Jubilee clip or some sort of cable tie on it. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to stick a couple of cable ties on it just to help it stay on in the future. So there, obviously, well, unfortunately I only had these really ugly green cable ties, but they're going to be out of sight anyway, it's not an issue. So I have put them on both. This one, like I say, I believe this is the rear camera washer. You can see in the very centre between the two is a bit of plastic, so that's the valve, oh not the valve, sorry, that's like the connector. So as long as you put your cable ties onto that bit, you don't want to put them like over here, because what you're going to do is just pinch the pipe and stop water flow. You want to pinch it against the connector. Same again on this one. You can see it's got this, like I say, some sort of soundproofing I think around it, just each side of it, just hold it in place, and it's as simple as that. There is actually a little hook just here, look, that holds the pipes in place. So I'm going to poke that back into that one, and that's it. So now it's a case of just putting everything back together. So there we go, another little fault fix done. Rear washer jet is now working. You have to take my word for it, it's working. So it's just a bit strange that it must have been a slight blockage or something in the nozzle that caused that pipe to blow off. But again, it's not great design. So if ever you're working in that area, maybe you're doing the boot light upgrade, which I did. See the other video for that just here. It might be worth getting some cable ties onto those points on that pipe, because it's strange that there aren't any on it in the first place, just to give it a bit of extra strength. It may be, you know, it's a 7-year-old car now, crikey, 7-year-old car, so, you know, over time that pipe's maybe just wiggled a little bit more and eventually it's just popped off with the pressure. So yep, all done, all tidied away. These trim panels, by the way, obviously they just bang back on. If you break any of the clips, have a look in my have a look in the description. I'll post the link to some Amazon clips which are great just to have in case they snap, because they just get brittle over time. So yeah, done as simple as that. I'm just going to put the parcel shelf back up and job's done. As usual guys, thank you ever so much for watching. If you aren't subscribed already and you have a Qashqai, this channel is the place to be for anything, all things Qashqai. And yeah, if you could like the video, that would be a great help too. But for now, I shall see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.